Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We hit them 60 racks, man. You heard? Good, strong 60 racks. My next goal is 75. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel now. You heard? Hit that bell so you don't miss no type of new episodes that I be dropping, because I just be dropping, baby. You know, you heard? I don't give no heads up, no nothing. I just be dropping. Boom. So be on point, you heard? Check my new Brownsville Brooklyn story. You heard about how dudes took my basketball back in the 80s. You heard? Check that out. Shout out to the bro Saquon. You heard? Shout out to all those dudes out there that love them good garments. Know what I mean? But I'm feeling these Asics right here. These Asics is fire. You heard? It's different. It's a difference between the fire Asics and them joints that be in Marshalls and all of that. TJ Maxx and all of that. Those is different type of Asics. These right here, these is official. Leave a comment, let me know if you feeling these. And speaking of good garments, you heard, shout out to the clothing brand Wayne Flame. You see me rocking it in a couple of episodes. It's fire. Jersey, what up? Get at me. You heard? Z-Man Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. Let's get it.
Yeah, so I'm in 4 Upper. After that, the what you call it, don't stand behind me shit and all of that. Around that timing is when demons came up into the house and stuff. You feel me? So that's around that timing, and we walk out. This is closer to my ending of 4 Upper, so all my memories or whatever. And CB was up there. Little CB was there. Little CB was in the cell next to me in one of them damn houses. 4 Upper, I believe it was 2. You know, everything, I'm just cramming it into 92. So now as time, a couple of days, weeks will go by, whatever. Now little demons come up in there. Some new people come up in there, I believe. One dude came up in there, brown skinned dude, stocky up top, but you know, he was like, looked like he never worked on his legs before, you know what I'm saying? He had small regular legs, but up top looked like he can fucking lift a building, you feel me? Come to find out later, he was a boxer. He's boxing up north, and he been up north already. And I did the knowledge in my mind, like, yeah, mad people that come from up top, they be mad big up top and mad small because they only can pull up, push up, and all of that shit, but they never really do no leg shit. So I was like, okay, yeah, he got the up north shape on him. You feel me? And he was just moving around, brushing his hair and shit and all of that.
Who you talking about?
Nah, this dude, his name is Half, man. Word, this dude named Half. So he's in the house for a few days or so. We going back and forth. Now, I don't know when this next dude came up in the house, son, but he came up in there and it was different. And he must have knew Half from before. Like, I heard over your channel, like, you know, he knew Nick, he knew certain people already. Like, these dudes that was in my house was in the 4 building in 1987, man. So in 1992, there's no reason for you to be in the adolescent house with me. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. But that's how it was back then, son. So you got to take the good with the bad, you know what I mean? So anyway, this next dude, he comes up in the house. He's not all that big. You know, he's not big at all. Actually, he's not tall and he's not big. It's just a regular sized dude, man. But even though he's taller than me by like 4 or 5 inches, but that's the normal for everybody. So he's about 5'8", 5'9" the most, you know what I'm saying? He's walking around looking at everybody, right? All right, so now we walks out to chow. Everybody go, we went to the mess hall. This is how I remember it. This is the ending of 4 Up. I was still there a little bit after, but I can't really remember too much shit after this fucking thing. Oh, shout it out to my son from st.laz, because he's a part of this story. His name Berserko. He was in 4 Upper with me too. He said his name was Berserko. You know what I'm saying? But he was short, light skinned. He even had a beard already, you know what I'm saying? And he was sentenced already to 10 to 30. He was telling me about how he gonna come home in 10 years, he gonna be 28 and do do all of this and come on with his greens and his Timbs on NA Rock and all of that shit. He used to tell me shit like that. Me and him was both like the same size and shit. You know, some two little niggas. So anyway, Berserko, and I told you before, I had 2 bubble razors that I had made. This one I had made, I gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm confident with my hands. I figure, if anything, if it's both of us, I'll let him cut something while I'm snuffing something. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably need to have his violence enhanced. So I gave him the bubble razor, and he was my dude. Anyway, we had a search down. Berserko loses the bubble razor up in the light in his cell. You heard, Laz? He lost it up in the light. He couldn't get it. I asked him after the session, where is that? He said, it's up in the light, so I can't get it. Thank God he couldn't get it. You know? Because after this walk back from Chow, so when we go to Chow, that's to give you the rundown. Me and him, the rest of the house, we all go to the Chow. And this new dude, he ain't been there that long. After the house eat, they take both sides, they bring you out the mess hall, and you gotta go in the corridor behind the gate. You know what I'm saying? Now you get behind the gate, both sides, north side, south side, they close the gate, they let the next house go inside the mess hall, then they walk us to the house. Meanwhile, in the time of them closing the gate, so they can let another house go in the mess hall, this dude, the new dude, he's walking up and down, like your boy, what's his name? John Ryder. He said it. He called this dude and his brother the announcement brothers. This dude, he makes his announcement, and he telling people like the whole house. I think you're talking the north and south side, right? He gets out the line and he's telling people, yo, you get back, you niggas lock in, everybody lock in is what he said, right? So that's what I'm like, he talking to both sides. And you know, CO used to leave the shit open sometimes, where some people could cut through from the north side to the south side, man. They used to walk around like that. But anyway, he told the whole house, nobody go to no day room, everybody lock in. Now I told you already, I'm telling you the names that was in that house already. But when he said everybody, he really didn't mean everybody. I'm not sure if he said everybody, that he didn't care about who was peoples or nothing. So I think he did say everybody. I really didn't get the whole speech. But I know when I get back to the house, I'm going to the day room, son, because I'm watching Martin. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Laz, one thing about me, I love TV and I love my music. So, you know, that's another thing somebody wasn't going to deny me is no TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really have nobody to call, but you're not stopping me from coming in no day room and watching TV. Ain't nobody taking cookies from me. I'm not washing shit. I'm one of those type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So, but I mind my business too. Anyway, we get back to the house. Now, I'm not nowhere near the front of the line to go in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like towards the middle and further in the back, almost reaching the south side. You know what I'm saying? Because the north side came out first to line up behind the gate. Then the south side came out, lined up behind us. So, now as we coming back into the dorm, into 4 upper, when we get to the 4 building going in the house, I'm still a little bit back in the line. Last, when I tell you, you can walk in, I walked in, as soon as I got to that first, I knew it was real because it was quiet in the dorm. Like, everybody else must have knew who he was or whatever, them tough people. Everybody that had Vaseline behind their ear knew who this dude was already. You know, that said, everybody lock in and this, that, and the third, you know, because as I'm walking in, the first thing you see to the left before you even get into where your cells is the day room. You know what I'm saying? Right there on the left. As I'm walking, I'm looking in there. Dude, I don't see nobody in that day room, Laz. You hear me? So I'm saying to myself, I'm saying, these motherfuckers is listening to this guy. I said in my mind as I'm walking, I'm saying, wow, this is crazy, right? I go to my cell to get my shit that I'ma eat, you know, and Berserko, he went to go get a cigarette. I made it to the day room before him, but it was one person in that day room, right? It was one person in the day room, and it was the dude who had the up north state. You know what I'm saying? But this dude in his face, didn't look scary. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a regular dude, and when he smiled, it looked like, oh shit, somebody that he smile and make you smile, and y'all be laughing. One of those type of friends that whenever they smile, you just gotta laugh and be happy. He had one of those type of smiles. You know what I'm saying? So he's sitting in the day room. I'm like, damn, how the fuck he get to be in here? You know what I mean? I'm saying to myself, not knowing these two are together. You heard? So I get in the day room before my man Berserko, and there's only half in there, and it's this other dude, right? I'm saving his name for last because that's one of the hardest hits I've ever had in my fucking entire life. Last. I make it to the day room before my boy Berserko, man. He from NA Rock. He from Nostrand Ave, man. Light skin short dude, man. He said he was in there for a bank robbery, but he had some heart and shit. All right, so moving along. I get in the day room before him. Now, the funny thing about it is, this dude with the up north body and his man that's in the day room that told everybody to lock the fuck in, don't play, you know what I mean? He the one that said something. So now, they in the day room, and they must have knew I wasn't coming up in the day room by myself because they was waiting. They waiting just like I'm waiting for my boy Berserko, right? I don't know what the fuck was on his mind, because I'm pretty sure he heard that dude tell everybody, nobody play the fucking day room, just like I heard. He walks in the day room last, he went to get a cigarette. He comes in there walking, his cigarette lit. He comes in there walking, smoking, his cigarette is hanging out the side of his mouth. Like Cedric the Entertainer was on that comedy, Kings of Comedy, where he's like, yo, he had a cigarette in the mouth like that. He had the cigarette hanging out of his mouth like that. He walked and it was lit. He walked into the day room. The nigga that made the announcement was all nice and smooth with it. Pulled that day room door closed. He was close to him. So he pulled the day room door closed, right? And all I know is he cocked my man. Boom! Hit him. Berserko dropped, son. He dropped him. I was like, oh, it's on, right? Before I knew it, I can't even tell you which one of them swung on me first. Y'all hear this, y'all let me know. But he was just on everything. His man was just looking. Now, as I'm watching my man fall to the floor over there, this nigga got up on me. I'm gonna say last. I'm gonna say the announcer guy. He hit me first, Mr. Ring announcer. Yo, Shy Wells is his name, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. This motherfucking animal. Anyway, salute to him, man. Salute to him, man. His little brothers and all of that from Far Rockaway. His team is my team to this day. Where I should throw a flick up in there. But anyway, he catches my man. Boom. He falls down. I see him. Now I see him, and he's like on his hands and knees, like crawling on the floor. Stumbled on the floor, like how, not to say it, but Iron Mike was looking for his mouthpiece. So he's on the floor like that. This nigga hooks off on me, so he catches me with the L hook out of nowhere. Boom! And I felt it. He spun me last. This nigga hit me with I don't know what kind of hook it was. I didn't see which side it came from, but I know it was a hook because I spun like a spin top. You heard? He spun my whole body last. I bounced off my left knee like a fucking spin top. Boom! As I'm spinning up in the air, the other dude, he snuffs me he catches me with a hook. Boom! Turned me around, but that hook wasn't like Shy Wells' hook, because that ain't spin me. It just got me, you know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, I'm all so woozy in La La Land, but I'm on my feet. So they gotta understand that, y'all. I got stuffed by two gorillas and I stayed on my feet. You know what I mean? The average would have went night, you know, TV off. Period. Niggas know that's a fact. So just contest to my, I don't have no, you know what I mean? No glass jaw on this side. You feel me? But anyway, all heart. So the nigga, he's on the floor crawling like Mike Tyson. I done got spent off one knee and then hooked off on him again. Laz, I'm on my feet, right? And, you know, like once again, I don't hear no sound, no woo, 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 woo. I'm in that realm again, right? Woo, 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 woo. Oh, shit. What the hell? No. I look down, up North Bill, I could see in my wooziness, I seen that he had the burner in his hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? The chip star, son, they was armed up too. I said, oh. Okay, now, what do I do now, ladies and gentlemen? I see my boy, he over there, he's crawling on the floor. What does he do, Laz? Like, I'm thinking we still in this day room? He crawling, I'm wondering why he crawling, Laz. Berserko crawl to his fucking cigarette. He was crawling to pick up his bogey. He picked up his cigarette, he got up, he put it in his mouth, and he wobbled out the day room smoking his cigarette on his way to his cell. I said, oh shit, up now. What do? I followed suit, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I exited that fucking day room at that present moment like I wasn't watching no Martin that night, man. Yeah, I got shut down on TV that night. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm glad they ain't touched my shit up. You know what I mean? I'm glad I ain't get splashed. That's just me being fortunate. You know what I mean? To be in that dorm with them, man. Well, not that dorm, in that house with them, man. There was some real animals up there, Laz. That's pretty much my run for poor upper. But yeah, I asked Berserko. I'm like, yo, what happened? And he's like, well, I'm. What you He said he was happy. He said he was happy he ain't have nothing, cause you know we would've got our asses tore up, man. Had he came in that day room with a weapon, man. Word. And come to find out later on, half cut 1 billion people on that island. Like, woo, he spared me. You know what I'm saying? From eating my food. But
what half was this though? Half from where?
Half from Farragut. Another one from Farragut, man. You know, another. But you know, that's the luck of the draw for me, because you know, being that I am a Farragut nigga, but I ain't been there my whole life because of my life situations. Had I had grown up with it out there like I supposed to have been, that shit would have been avoided for me, pretty much. Cause ain't no way in the world you from the building the court down the block, and you know what I'm saying? We in the same house together, and you gonna swing on me for somebody else. You know what I mean? I know that wouldn't have went down. At least, well, I don't know, cause jail is different. Everybody moves different in there. But yeah, son. So the dude with the illest hook that I ever ate was Shawell from Far Rockaway, 1992 in 4 Upper. When he came up in there and he told both sides. He told both sides, man. This guy, so I don't feel bad. He was talking to everybody, you know. Lock the fuck in. Nobody played a day room. What do you know? Blurr ain't locking. Blurr going to that day room. Blurr gonna watch some TV today, right? Nah, he turned the channel off. He turned the TV off for everybody that day, boy. Word, that was in 4 Upper, but those little couple of months I was up in there, maybe 5, 6, 7 weeks, like everything was broken down. Even till right after that, I left and went to the 6th building. All of that shit that I went through there in 4 Upper prepared me for the 6th building. But also, 92, a lot of people don't talk about it, but I recognize from the little week that I was there, 91 to 92 or to 93, like, they were starting to form. Them Yetas, them Latin Kings was forming. I seen them yellow and black beads in 92. I seen them white, red and black beads and Yetas. And I also saw them green and black beads. The Dominicans had the green and black beads in 92. And I remember because I had a fight with them. You know what I'm saying? We got it on with them. I ain't gonna say had a fight because it's a whole day room brawl type shit with them in the 6th building. So last, some time go by after these two done rang my bell. You know what I mean? They call me for the pack up. Cause mind you, I'm already sentenced this whole time. So they send me over to the 6th building now. Now I'm in the 6th building. I forgot the name of the house. I believe it was 6 upper in the 6th building. Word, I believe the house was 6 upper. Now, I get in 6 upper.